Oh, speaking of that, we should follow up, dude. We need to follow up. Operation Midnight Hammer. Midnight Hammer, it sounds sexual. This was the operation for the B-2 bombers that took off from America to strike Iran's nuclear facilities. The debate has been how effective those strikes were at setting Iran back on its capabilities and enriching a nuclear bomb. The news that came out today is that it possibly was not effective, that they didn't do serious damage. This is all speculation, I guess, but major outlets are reporting that the strike set them back only a few months instead of completely collapsing it for decades. Yeah, and this is also coming after the ceasefire we spoke about yesterday, which was actually violated during stream yesterday. Now both sides have fired, so there's really no ceasefire at all outside of America hasn't bombed again. The 10-minute ceasefire. And yeah, this 12-day war is turning into a 14-day war. I can't imagine it stops today. Feels like more days are coming. But he was like lashing out on Twitter or on social media. It's just crazy that like his plan towards diplomacy is tweeting and being like, Israel better stop. Iran better stop. It's crazy. It's a crazy way to like, is that our best hope? Is that they're gonna pull up the fucking tweet and be like, all right, it's time for ceasefire. He's doing diplomacy via tweet and he's doing price controls via tweet.
Trump using some strong language earlier, telling our Rachel Scott he's not happy with either side.
I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.
Well, hours after.
He's the diplomatic goat. He's got this all figured out. Dude, it's just so crazy to come to that conclusion after you get U.S. bombs involved. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I've come to the conclusion they both really hate each other and want to fight. It's kind of like something you should have fucking known. He has no idea like what different belligerent parties' individual goals are. The goals of their leadership, the goals of their country, the goals of broader America. It's all unknown to him as he chooses to make these decisions. You know, it's in Israel's interest to prolong or increase the war or get the U.S. involved. So of course they are gonna, in the first hour of the 12-hour ceasefire wind down, send everything they got. But you have to know that. You have to know that going. He has no negotiating strength because he doesn't know what's going on. He's just taking, I guess, everyone at their word. Do you think he was mad because his Nobel Peace Prize nomination got withdrawn? Yes, I do. I legitimately do. I think he thought he would get a slam dunk peace prize from war in Ukraine, then realized that was harder than he thought because both sides hate each other. And then he thought maybe he could wrap something up here, lock one in, and now it's harder than he thought because both sides hate each other. He's not making progress, and actually he's worsening in both. Nobody knew war could be so complicated. I mean, it's just funny because I guess to his credit, I always thought when he said things like, I could solve this day one, I thought he knew he was lying and it was just like the sales pitch, you know, because that's what voters wanted to hear. But now I'm more convinced that he really thought he could. I am more convinced that he really thought like all this shit, it's all that easy. Like none of this shit's complicated. I can just slam dunk it day one, everything. Whether it's healthcare, whether it's long-standing geopolitical tensions, whether it's open war, I can wrap this shit up. And he actually believed it, is what is becoming more apparent to me. And of course, you know, like with healthcare, you literally said like, yeah, it's complicated. I don't know, who knew it could be so complicated? And then with this, he's finding out they're all complicated. It's all complicated because being president of the United States is complicated. It's a hard job. Did Iran have nuke? Not an actually functioning nuke, but a nuke in progress. We don't even know if that's true, right? Because they've been saying it for years and years and years and years and years. If it was true, if yes, was it destroyed? Because if no, if this is where we find ourselves, then this war could escalate. If they didn't have it and there was no progress, there's another problem. Will they now try to get it expeditiously because they've been bombed? If yes, this war could escalate. These are two bad options. And if then they don't want more nuke, then theoretically go ceasefire. Did they have nuke? Yes. Was it destroyed? Yes. That could lead to ceasefire. These are two options that could lead to de-escalation, but we have 2 of 4. We have a coin flip's chance of this escalating. Have you seen Predictive History? Okay, yes, I have seen Predictive History. This guy went viral on Reddit, and now everyone's calling him Nostradamus. So he had a video, the Iran trap, a year ago, where he says that Donald Trump will win the election, his vice president will be Nikki Haley, and they will have war in Iran. This video had like 0 views, but then it went viral on Reddit after the bombs dropped in Iran, because it was like, holy shit, what a prediction. You know, I would say pretty good, but when you actually watch the video, it's like some of the details feel a little, but okay, I mean, fine. And then I watched this video, his recent one, and it's like, it feels a little off the rails, but if he's right again, then World War III is guaranteed. He's talking to camera in a park, and he game theories it out that we're guaranteed to have troops on the ground, America stuck in a 20-year war, World War III, China involvement, Israel takes over all of the Middle East, and the American troops get folded into a greater Israel. Something, you know, he's got a whole thing. Feel free to watch it yourself and make your own conclusions. It felt a little vision boardy to me. Like some of the leaps of logic I couldn't follow, but he got the last thing right. So, you know, I'll give it to him. He at least does a better job than our president of analyzing like who are the different stakeholders in this conflict and what are their goals, which I feel like is the step one of any negotiation. Who are the different parties involved? What are they trying to get? And then figure out how you fit into that. Like that is so basic. That is so basic. I do that when I'm applying for a job. You do that in any situation. You just think about who are the parties involved, what are their goals, and try to figure out how to play that. But he doesn't do that. Trump would never admit the bombs didn't work, so would he bomb the same spots again? Yes. Again, we don't know. This is a really important question, is that we, especially the chatters right now, me, you, we don't know. I'm skeptical of this being yes, just because there is so many years and years and years. Israel specifically saying they're like a year away from a nuke. They almost have a nuke. But I also don't have military intelligence. I don't have a fog of war. I have nothing. Okay, I got to go off different reports. And everyone is so quick to jump to yes or no when they don't know either. So all I can do is decision tree it, right? And I'm saying if they did have it and the bombs were not effective, the bunker busters, then based on all stated goals, the US would have to follow up. I mean, either way, it's embarrassing for Trump, right? If it was ineffective and he lied and said it was effective, and then it comes out that Iran does have a nuclear weapon and they just announce it to the world, that looks terrible for Trump. I don't know. How can I know? All they show you is a screenshot of the ground. This is the picture, right? They show you the before and after. So on June 20th, it looks like this. On June 28th, it looks like this. Did it do damage down there? I don't know. Can you guys zoom and enhance? Can I zoom and enhance down this hole and see if it's exploded? I don't know. Nobody knows. Did it destroy it or did it do nothing? I don't understand bunker buster bomb technology enough to know if a bomb can actually burrow through 200 meters of rock before exploding. They say it can. Can it? I don't know. It does in worms. If it works in worms, it has to work here. Wasn't your dad in the military? You should know these things. I literally asked my dad what he knows about this, and all he said was, I used to be on that base in Qatar. They called it Camp Cupcake because it was an easy, cushy gig. That's all my dad told me. Okay, good video on the bunker bombings 6 hours ago from Cappy Army. Can I trust this? This is the big question. I just am skeptical that a YouTuber, even if it's a good one, can analyze satellite images and know how much damage has been done. I'm just skeptical of that in general. Why don't you agree with the bombings? Because I think even if there was nuclear enrichment happening there, not enough thought is being put into what the long-term consequences of unilaterally bombing a foreign nation is. And all history shows that it leads to a endless escalating entanglement that drains your country of its resources, money, and lives while lowering your international prestige and the value of your currency. That's why I'm against it. And that's only if there was nuclear enrichment. If there wasn't, then it's just another Iraq. No WMDs, fully lied for nothing. On either side, I'm sort of against it. But now that it's happened, I am progressing, trying to hold the line at no troops, dude, because that is where it really gets such an exponential increase in the devastation. Remember, Iran's been 3 weeks away since the 90s. Yeah, it's annoying though. It just feels like most people talk about this stuff in terms of slogans they heard on Twitter. And I'm not calling you out, but you're just talking in catchphrases. Yeah, I understand that. I've mentioned that many times. Israel has lied about their capabilities. But like, give me an example. Elon Musk has lied about having a cyber cab for 10 years, but now they have something in Austin. Eventually something happens, right? It's not proof that there's no nuclear enrichment because someone has been crying wolf about it. Eventually something could happen. So the truth is, neither of us know. We don't know. Things happen. Things eventually move forward. It takes longer than you expect, but things happen. And my disagreement with bombing is not about whether or not there was nuclear enrichment. It's deeper than that. It's like, even if there was, is this the way to go about it? Is flying in and dropping bunker busters unilaterally really going to get the result that is the best for American citizens? I don't think so.
Take a look at this satellite image of the 12 GBU-57 bunker buster bomb hits at Iran's Fordow nuclear enrichment site. Even though we only see 6 holes here, there were actually 12 GBU-57s dropped because 2 bombs were launched into each hole. See how the impact craters are in a linear north to south alignment. This strike pattern suggests to me that American intelligence had a systematic knowledge of the underground facility. The Washington Post spoke with Wes Bryant. He said the B-2 bombers targeted a 250-meter long part of the facility that contains the centrifuges used to enrich uranium. The B-2s achieved this by specifically targeting the ventilation shafts. Yes, just like that scene from Star Wars.
I was just thinking that. And I thought, no, that's too fucking millennial coded. I hope better not make a Star Wars reference. And this guy just... I was literally thinking like Death Star ventilation shaft.
Iran's Fordow nuclear site needs these vulnerable ventilation shafts for 2 reasons. Because it needs to suck in air and remove carbon dioxide so people can breathe underground, and number 2, because it needs to vent out tons of heat and hot air that nuclear centrifuge halls generate.
Okay.
If the heat isn't expelled, it'll fry the machinery, just like how your computer with its RTX 5090 graphics card needs 7 types of water fans to cool it down.
Thank you, yes.
This is the same here. It's true in nuclear facilities too.
So you're saying that Iran has a really sick gaming PC underground. We bombed them because they had AMD. Trump gave the go-ahead when he found out they had AMD down there. They don't have WMDs, they have AMDs. Sir, we found AMDs in Iran. We have to move. We have to go in. If I still worked at NVIDIA, this would be a fire campaign. I'd really lean into the moment, you know? This would be a viral tweet.
Jerry Lewis at the Middlebury Institute James Martin Center for Nonproliferation Studies spoke to Wired Magazine and said, quote, "They're probably not trying to get all the way into the facility. They're probably just trying to get close enough to it and crush it with a shockwave. But it doesn't tell us if it went deep enough to penetrate the enrichment center." And it tells...
So what is he gonna... I saw this photo too, and it told me nothing. I looked at this photo when it came out, and I said, this tells me, as a civilian, nothing. What is he gonna tell me about this photo that I can't tell?
Us something interesting. The disturbed terrain here looks like white bluish gray soil, which is an indicator that pressure from collapsed tunnels sent debris flying out of the vents and tunnels. Because when an underground void collapses, the pressure vents out debris. Like how when you break glass of a window from the outside and there's evidence of glass on...
It's kind of like Among Us in a way, where like the sus red Mogus might vent away after killing someone. I was just thinking that. Okay, we're on the same page. I can't wait for this to be the actual Oval Office in 10 years. Yeah, man, hit play. All right, I'm banning you. I'm banning your ass, bro. I don't like your fucking vibe. I don't like your fucking vibe, bro. Don't fuck... I would love someone to just tell me if there's hard evidence. I guess there's not. If there was hard evidence, I would know about it.